This video is sponsored by Refinitiv, the company that powers the financial markets.
Rob Cyran, as of Friday, January 30th, there have been almost 10,000 cases of the coronavirus reported. It just seems to be getting worse. American Airlines has canceled flights from the United States. I think Delta also has. There are a lot of businesses that are going to take a hit from this. Tell us what's happening in this latest iteration.
Okay, well, so as you say, everyone's kind of realizing that there's a problem here, Western businesses,
right.
and they're wondering what to do, how to scale back. They're actually probably a couple of steps behind because the Chinese figures of 10,000 people, they're probably underestimates. The Lancet, it's a respected medical journal, just came out with a study they published, and they estimate there are 75,000 cases
in China?
In one city alone in China.
Oh my gosh.
And there are probably multiple cities within China where it's expanding. It's basically on the loose.
Right, and it's already expanded to several countries, including here in the United States. The World Health Organization declared an emergency. What exactly was that?
What they declare it's a public health emergency. What that does is that means that it's basically a rallying cry saying that nations should offer help and do what they can. That should help because we don't know where it's spread so far. So far it's only been in China. There have been a couple of cases outside of China where it's spread, for instance in Japan, in Germany. But in these cases they seem to have caught it. But the thing is, these are only things we've heard about. Almost certainly, it's because it's in so many countries. It's probably expanding. We just don't know where it is.
Okay, so let's go back to the impact of businesses. And I mean, we're looking already at a global trade war, particularly with the U.S. and China. Everyone is becoming much more insular, much more nationalistic. How is that going to play into this? So, like, what do you see the impact? I think, how this is going to play out.
It'll probably almost certainly worsen it. Over the short run, there's the two strains. First off is it's probably going to cause some dislocation in China because things like schools are shutting down. And it's probably just going to get worse. Yeah. The Chinese economy is about 16–17% of the world economy now. So if that starts to slow down, that affects the rest of the world. Also, China's a big exporter of various things, like pretty much all most mobile phones are made in China.
Yeah.
So those industries are going to start feeling the effects. And then there's the thing is there is also it's going to encourage nationalism in various countries because all these people are going to say, hey, look, you've already seen reports of people calling it the Chinese virus. It's a virus. It's not China, but for some reason people think it's they're going to want to cut off all ties with China. And it offers nationalist politicians an excuse to say, hey, we need to cut off exports from these things because you don't want to touch these Chinese goods, you get infected, even if there's no way that happens.
Okay.
But it just feeds the irrationality of people, I'm afraid.
Okay, so I think Reuters reported that when the SARS outbreak happened, when it was like 2003, 2004, somewhere in that area, that it took about $30 billion more, give or take, off the GDP, global economy. Where does the coronavirus stack up in terms of SARS?
It's going to be worse. The thing is, so far it doesn't seem as deadly, which is a good thing. But it's spread much more widely.
Okay.
And even if it has a lower death rate, because it's spreading more widely, it'll probably end up having a bigger effect. So if you think also that the Chinese economy is about 3 or 4 times as big as it was then.
Yeah. Right.
So any estimate you see now is going to be scaled up by 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
At minimum. And then you'll probably see additional effects from there.
Okay. Thank you for that, Rob, and be sure to join us for more Breaking Views.